What's ahead in a post-pandemic world? When it comes to people and work, what's ahead? What's ahead are changes, small and large, some temporary, some permanent. Going back ain't going to happen, even though some will tell you otherwise. Too much has already changed, and more change will occur. There's only going forward. Here's what I see. Some takeaways from my recent Potato Sack Chronicles post. How best to thrive in the changed world. Preparation and flexibility, those are the key words. It's the mantra I've used over and over with clients, and during the years I shepherded groups to work in rural communities in Honduras. Nothing in Honduras was ever completely as you thought it was going to be, and you had to be prepared to be flexible. The same is true going forward with the pandemic. You'd think the pandemic would have wrecked the economy across the board, never to come back. But that's not true. Went down and it's come back up. We dove into a deep recession and we're getting over it. Hey, productivity is up 4.1% since January 2020, far above historical trends. Business investment was up 11.7% in the first quarter of this year, again higher than normal. Business innovation is up too. New business startups average 472,000 monthly in the first 5 months of this year, 2021, which means some organizations, which have already changed, have little incentive to go back. Why would you do that if things are really going well for you? And it means the big interruption has opened opportunities which weren't available before the pandemic. Some say what's going on in the world of people and work is the Great Resignation. Others call it the Great Reorganization. Whatever it is, this is what's most likely to happen, I believe. The hybrid world has truly arrived for people at work. Employees with options will work at least part of the time at home. The Great Resignation is real, which means employees will have the upper hand. 11.5 million people quit in April, May, and June of this year. The quitting will continue. 41% of 30,000 workers told Microsoft surveyors they're considering quitting. Gallup found 48% of employees actively searching for new jobs. LinkedIn found 74% surveyed said time at home led them to rethink their current situation. People quitting is happening for a variety of reasons, and most employers just don't get it. Working conditions they're responsible for haven't been employee-friendly for years, decades, not before the pandemic, not during the pandemic either. Employees report knee-jerk cost-cutting, indiscriminate layoffs, narcissistic managers, toxic cultures, lack of concern for safety in the workplace. Also really ham-handed integration of new hires during the pandemic. Employers in a recent McKinsey survey say they believe the office will rise from the ashes and once again become the primary place for work. Not employees. Now 63% of employees in a recent survey prefer remote or hybrid work. The numbers were reversed during the pandemic or before the pandemic. Some employees now say the benefits of at least one parent staying home with the kids outweighs the income of two parents working. Some employees, sensing technology will allow them to work from anywhere, are moving to different parts of the country where they can get more space for their housing dollars and the cost of living is lower. Some employers will be slow to get the permanent shift to virtual or hybrid virtual. Others will embrace changes and put energy into forging a vision for a post-pandemic future. Where you see that energy, you'll see leaders accelerate the shift to small teams to get things done. The focus will be on outcomes, key results. High-performing teams will display high levels of trust, a common vision, a commitment to action. Leaders will reduce top-down directing. Instead, they'll coach, inspire. New approaches to meetings will be implemented, whether in-person, hybrid, or completely virtual. Hybrid meetings have been going on for years. Recall the spider microphone in the middle of the conference room table? And guess what? They have sucked for years. Look for some savvy understanding on making meetings collaborative and productive. Equity will be a key to that. Whether you're in the room or on Zoom at home or some other place like a coffee shop, the combination of technology and meeting design will let you feel like you're totally involved. Leaders will better understand what kind of meeting to hold. If it's trust building, for example, they'll know it needs to be in person, but if it's to catch up, look for that to be by hybrid or totally virtual. As a result, top quality meeting design is going to get a boost, allowing for more collaboration and productivity. In the past, good recommendations on design and facilitation for meetings have gone unheeded. Too much trouble or too costly, but not anymore. Bring on the seasoned facilitators who know how to design such meetings. Seasoned facilitators will know how to pair leading-edge technology with meeting design. Another way, hybrid and virtual will improve. Collaboration, creativity will flourish just differently. Post-pandemic corporate cultures, it's another area, post-pandemic corporate cultures will get attention. Change here also will be slow. Surveys show few execs know what culture is or believe they have the right culture for their organization. And that was before COVID. If remote workers are doing their jobs effectively, what does that imply for where and how these tasks are done? Culture change efforts will get a boost from an empowered workforce. Money alone isn't enough to motivate many. People will gravitate to jobs which reward their ideas, include them in planning, keep them involved. They'll go to organizations which meet the work-life balance needs. Organizations will grapple with what it means to work, about the best way to work, at home, at the office, at Starbucks, virtually, hybrid, in person. What work requires interdependence? The most effective way to change culture is to invite employees in to do a project, to use ideal culture elements identified to complete the project. Participants will spread the word about the new culture and how it was key to success. Preparation and flexibility. Again, as I close, I want to emphasize preparation and flexibility. The two combined will serve you well as the pandemic winds down. Please reach out to me with your thoughts. Maybe it's about business modeling or innovation or teaming or driving execution or creating a constructive culture in your organization. I'm here to help.